All right, we're fixing to go into the Choctaw social dancing portion of this here program. We have always had a real good turnout on this one here. They've had lots of fun doing this here the past two sessions that we've had. And if we can, we'll go ahead and get the Choctaw social dancers to go start making their way to the arena floor. All right. The very first dance that they got on their schedule here is the four-step war dance. The Choctaws, from what we understand, are the only ones, the only tribe throughout the United States that allows the women to participate in the war dances. And we know this as because, you know, that the women had the roles as well as the men who had the roles whenever it came to fighting the battles. And some of our stories tell us some of the reasons why, and you know, we got quite a bit of schedule to dance here, so I'm just going to kind of cut it short for you just a little bit. And we understand that, you know, that some of the first writings came from the Chronicles of Elvis whenever they did the recordings whenever DeSoto came through Mississippi, and we understand that whenever the men were losing that battle, the women threw down everything that they were doing and they came in to fight as well. And so, you know, but like I say, you know, some of this stuff was probably going on long before DeSoto ever came along. But here's some of the writings that we've got. So anyway, here's a four-step war dance.
Yeah, you, way, ya, way, ya, way, ya, way, ya, way, ya, way, ya. Way ya, way ya, way ya, why yo ya, way 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 ya. Why yo Yahweh, 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 way Yahweh, Yahweh, way Yahweh. Why yo Yahweh, 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 way Yahweh, Yahweh. Way Yahweh, yeah, you. Way Yahweh, Yahweh, way Yahweh. Why yo Yahweh, 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 way Yahweh, Yahweh, way Yahweh. Yeah, you.
All right. Next dance on the schedule is the Quail Dance. Choctaw people from down in Mississippi, whenever we started learning these dances, we come to find out that the Choctaw people, they did a lot of dances that mimic the animals. You know, they give honor to the animals that were in their surroundings, something that was a part of their everyday life, something that, you know, that helped them throughout their days, you know, as growing up, or, you know, their farming and things like this here. You know, they got lots of history of reasons why that they did a lot of these dances. But this one here is the Quail Dance. It's just a mimic of the quail. And whenever you're walking out through the pastures and things like this here, and then all of a sudden you see a covey of quail that will shoot up from out of the pastures, and you'll see that little flag that, you know, that flops up from their tail. And some of the dances that you will see, some of the guys, whenever they throw up that handkerchief, it depends upon what district you're from. Some of them, all of the men will do it at one time. And then sometimes the other, they will alternate, you know, from every other one, and they will do that, you know. But like I said, you know, it depends upon what district you learn this dance from. And, you know, and all of them are just a little bit different. And so, you know, we also ask that, you know, that whenever we learn these dances, you know, that we teach what we're taught. Whatever district it is that we learn this dance from, that there's what you teach whenever you teach it to someone else. Because like we said, somewhere along this line, somebody from that district is going to come along and they're going to see that dance. And they'll kind of let you know whether you learned it from their district or not. So anyway, this here's the Quail Dance.
Yo we ke hale no we ha, yo we ke hale no we ha, yo we ke hale no we ha, oh yo we ke hale no we ha, 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 oh yo we ke hale no we ha. Yo we ke hale no we ha, yo we ke hale no we ha, yo we ke hale no we ha, oh yo we ke hale no we ha, 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 oh yo we ke hale no we ha, yo we ke hale no we ha, yo we ke hale no we ha, yo we ke hale no we ha.
Duck dance. Duck dance is another one of our animal dances. See, the Choctaw people, they had three different categories of dances. They had their war dances, their social dances, and their animal dances. And this duck dance, they honor the duck because, you know, it was a part of their life, you know, that whenever they would do a lot of trading, they would trade to the Europeans that they had come in contact with. But also they used the feathers for the fleshings of their arrows and things like this here, you know, because like I said, you know, a little bit earlier, you know, they did these things as an honor for the animals that was a part of their everyday life. And whenever you see this dance right here, this here shows that of a duck whenever he's getting ready to go under a bridge. And let's see, the guys here will probably be the ones who makes that bridge, and the girls will act as the ducks, and they will go under that bridge, or, you know, it's either going under a bridge or they're diving under the water. Like I said, you know, a little bit earlier, it all depends upon what district that you learn your history and your dances from. That tells you where, you know, whether it's the duck going under the bridge or whether he's diving under the water. So anyway, this here's our duck dance.
We ha ha, we ha ha, he o he ya ha be he na he ya, he o he ya ha be he na he ya, he o he ya ha be he na he ya, we ho he o be he na he ya, he o he ya we he na he ya, he o he ya we he na he ya. Hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya we ho hey oh be hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya we ho hey oh be hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya we ho hey oh be hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya we ho hey oh be hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya hey oh hey ya we hey na hey ya ya ho yo. Friendship.
Next dance is a friendship dance. This here's one of the dances that Choctaws have a lot of fun doing. This here is one of them dances where, you know, that they all get a chance to dance with a different partner within this dance.
How's friendship
Whenever you
start?
see them dance, the very first one, let me back up here just a minute. This here, whenever you see these guys and these women, whenever they dance, you'll see them change different movements from part of their dancing that they're doing. They'll switch and do to something else, and then they'll come back to it. This here is listening to your songs. They change these things whenever the change in the voice of the pitch of the chanter himself. And so, you know, and Choctaw music itself is a little bit different from the regular style of music. Ours is more of a chant rather than a song itself. And so, you know, listening to the chants that he's got here, and you'll notice that whenever they change, listen for that pitch again the next go around, and you'll see them change. And then that there gives you that key that you know that they're fixing to change and do something else. But like I said, this one here, whenever the pitch changes, this one in the front, she will make her way around to the back. And then the rest of the girls will make their way up towards the front. They will just kind of scoop their way on up. And like I said, this one here is one of those where they like to have lots of fun with it, where everybody gets to dance with one another. So this here is our friendship dance.
Yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, hale na yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, hale na yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, hale na yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile. Ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile. Yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile. Ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile. Yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha, lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena yo hile, yo hile, yo hile, ha yo ha. Lena, yaho, yo.
This last dance that we're going to do to close out this portion of our program is the walk dance. This here is one of the dances that is usually done whenever a ceremony starts and when ceremony ends. This here, this walk dance, it brings in all of our dancers, brings them into the arena for whenever we get ready to have ceremonies. And then the next day, whenever ceremony is over, this dance is done so that they can walk out of the arena. And a lot of them do it because, you know, that they know that it's going to be a long journey back home, because, you know, a lot of them had come a long ways just to take part in the ceremonies that they have. And the thing about this here is that, you know, that whenever you see Choctaw dancing, we see Choctaws, whenever they dance counterclockwise. They go in the opposite direction of what most dances are done. Most dances, you know, in the plain style is done clockwise. Choctaw people were farmers. They followed Mother Earth's rotation, as well as, you know, by the fact that, you know, that in the beginning we understand that they were stomp dancers as well. But we don't have enough history that is left behind to tell us why that they had stopped being stomp dancers and went to the social style of dancing. But we do know that in the beginning that they were sun worshipers. And then whenever they had their ceremonies, they was pretty much held at nighttime. And so to dance counterclockwise, you know, that they had their fire that was in the middle. And so dancing counterclockwise, this here was their means of secondary means of having spirit with them whenever they danced. And so that if anything should happen during this time, they know that their heart was closest to spirit. And so here's the reason why that they dance counterclockwise. And so, and plus, you know, with this dance here, like I said, you know, this here is a symbol, as you know, that letting them know that, you know, it's a long journey home, and the ceremony is over for that evening. And our Oklahoma Choctaws, some of those who came across on the Trail of Tears, they use this here as a tribute to the Trail of Tears, you know, because we know that it was a long, hard journey that they had taken. You know, so if you don't mind, this here is our walk dance.
Yo winta ho yale ya 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 winta ho yale Yahweh, Yahweh, ho yale, Yahweh, Yahweh, ho yale, Yahweh, Yahweh, ho yale, Yahweh, 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 ho yale, Yahweh, Yahweh, ho yale, Yahweh, Yahweh, ho yale, Yahweh, yo hale na Yahweh, ya yo halina halina yo lina Yahweh, ya yo halina halina halino halina yo lina Yahweh, ya yo halina halina yo lina Yahweh, ya yo halina halina iyale kano Iyalikano, 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 way high.